Hi, it's Dizzy Liz. So, I wanted to make a video about dating after gastric sleeve. And the reason I do is because I'm in a relationship right now. We met online, but he will not say that. We met at a cafe, but really we met online. And I just wanted to kind of help those who've struggled with relationships like I have. Pre-surgery, I was on all the apps. I used my body as a way to have a relationship time and time again. And it's just so much I could say, but relationships before being healthy was depressing and kind of dark, like very dark, because my self-image issues were like, who would want to date me, and just a lot of things I had to work on back then, and a lot of the guys on those sites were really only interested in one thing: pizza. JK, because I'm into pizza. It's the sex. And after I got the surgery, and it was about a month ago, before I started dating this dude, and I met him, I met him online, and I reopened my OkCupid and put new photos on. I didn't make a new one because I'm the same person, but I just did new pictures of me skinnier. And I noticed quite instantly a lot more guys were interested in me. And actually sent messages to me rather than me send messages to them. It was interesting. It's interesting to see that change. And a lot of them weren't just interested in one thing. They were actually interested in getting to know me. And that was a different thing. And part of me had to, one thing I truly believe is that beauty is different to everyone. It's like seeing a painting of a dot on a blank canvas. Someone may think it's just a dot, but others might think it's the world or your significance in the world. You're just a speck, just like examples like that. So I've always thought that, and that actually would help me in my self-image issues, kind of put the Band-Aid on a gunshot wound, just being like, oh, it's okay. Not everyone will love you. They may just want to F you. And that's kind of how I dealt with my issues. And now after surgery, there's still issues. And I know, looking through YouTube videos, a lot of people are like, you go through a lot of mental battles, because you always compare yourself to that pre-surgery person. And I've been going through that a lot recently. I look at my timeline, and I've said this before, I don't know who that person is. I get a little shocked that that's what I looked like, and I've been comparing myself too much to that person, and I just have to remind myself, the same person, just healthier. You're the same person, but even more blessed and much more happier. And how relationships come into this is that when you start dating so suddenly after your surgery, you're gonna go through these emotions. And if the person you're dating doesn't understand where you're coming from and doesn't empathize, and you're not open and not discussing how you're feeling and what you're struggling with, then there's not going to be a lot of good that come out of that relationship. So you need to be open, and I've discovered this with this guy I'm dating. I've been holding things in that he said to me that he didn't necessarily know were my triggers. And I had to talk to him. You know, I have self-image issues, and some things you said about how I looked in previous pictures kind of make me a little self-doubting. And, you know, he jokes around about certain things about my body, and I'm like, we can't do that, because I have so many years under my belt of just being negative. And you know, I'm at this point in my life where I've turned it around in some way, that if you talk negative about my body, it's like, what the heck? I just get so frustrated. And you know, it's important to have that open line of communication, to tell him or her, you know, what you're going through, because they can help you, and not just them, but tell your friends, just kind of, or blog about it, or vlog about it, just so you can kind of like get it out, you know. Another thing I've been doing, I know some people ask, what do you do? I've been watching one of my favorites, Tori Tuman. You should find her. She's really cool to watch. But some people asked her, you know, what do you say about dating? She's not dating, but when I was dating and I met up with guys, I told them straight away, I'm not eating that much because I just had a surgery, and I explained to them it's a gastric sleeve and I've lost this much weight, so I'm a cheap date. And I make it a joke, but I go, I'm a cheap date, ha ha, because we can share an appetizer or whatever. And I've found that more relaxing, because that's something like, just be like, just here's my history, take it. And it's much more easier. It's much more easier, just to get out of the way. So yeah, that's my opinion though. Because if they're disgusted, you go, bye Gail. Was it bye Felicia? I say bye Gail, because never mind. So anyways, I just want to say that. That's it. I'm going to Europe. I know I've said this before. I'm going to Europe, and I'm excited yet very scared at the same time. But I'm happy. And I was thinking, imagine if I was still 260 pounds, I would not be able to take one carry-on, because my clothes would be extra, you know, extra fabric. I just thought that was interesting to think about. Thanks for watching. I hope this helps. It's definitely helped me get it off my chest and kind of vent about it. Things I'm working on is the hair loss. I fill it. I have this like powder thing that my mom got at Ulta. And I'm trying to put in my protein, because that's supposed to help. But look at that little pigtail. So that's an issue I'm working on too. The hair is it's not fun for me, and that's a self-image I have to work through too. But thanks for watching. I will try to video more if I can. Arrivederci.